What's up? Sorry about that. Welcome to the unofficial Tedeschi Trucks podcast. This is Adam Choit. Welcome to episode number 86. We will be recapping the band at Red Rocks in Colorado tonight. They were there, 7/29/22. The show is live streaming on Nugs. But before we get into that, to follow this show, it's at Tedeschi Trucks Podcast on Instagram. And it's Tedeschi Trucks Podcast on YouTube. If you are watching, you are already there. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. That's definitely appreciated for sure. I'm at Adam Choit on Instagram and Twitter if you want to follow me. And of course, please subscribe to the show on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on. I'll definitely be putting this out as an audio podcast episode as well, for sure. Also please give the show a positive review on Apple Podcasts. That's helpful as well. I appreciate that. Let's get into to the recap. I guess I can't I know it's late on the East Coast, certainly right now. On the West Coast, what time is it now? It's 10:30. So it's getting late here on the West Coast too. So I'm sure plenty of people are getting tired, wanted to finish the show and are going to sleep. But, you'll be able to listen to this and watch this after the recording, even if you're not here live on the live stream. But I did write down the set lists. To be forthright, I did not watch every second of the show from start to finish, but I did hear 99.99% of it. Listening to the show as I was going through my life here this evening, so to speak. So, I'll kind of tell you about, how I consumed and took in this show tonight, because I guess that's part of my story, and this is my podcast after all. But, on the West Coast, I'm on Pacific time here, and so everything kind of started around 5:30. I think Gabe's set started about 5:40 or so. And I was still working here, my day job or whatever from home. Hold on one second. I'm getting a drink there. So I was working, and then I went to the gym, and then I came home. I was cooking, and then I took a shower. First I ate, and then I took a shower. How interesting is this to everyone? But I had between my phone, my car, my computer, different speaker setups, headphones, I was able to pretty much catch all the show, from start to finish, really, including Gabe's sets and Los Lobos' set as well. I worked out to Los Lobos' set, which kind of worked out in a sense, as no pun intended. Anyway, because it was a rollicking. I keep using that word. I need to pull up maybe thesaurus for rollicking to get some other adjectives. Boisterous, unrestrained, exuberant. That's a good word. Exuberant and spirited. I like those words a lot. So I was into Los Lobos' set for sure. And Gabe, I'm a big fan of what Gabe's music is all about. And I'm going to have to dive deeper into his stuff. And I should do like a all Gabe episode or something, like spotlight him, because I haven't really spotlighted. I haven't done like a Gabe episode. I've done stuff pretty much centered around almost everyone in the band, or really highlighted at least their section in the band at the very least. But I've dove fairly deep into Mike and of course Kofi and other members of the band. But that episode should be coming down the pipe soon enough. But yeah, it was just an amazing show from start to finish. It sounded flawless. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the band can speak to, you know, the quality of their playing better than I can, and be able to feel what is a better night than maybe another night. But to me, I don't know, just everything I heard sounded flawless. And we'll get into it a little bit. I did not take extensive notes for this show. I will be forthright with that as well. Um, Whether it was about the music or things that I saw. Um, but I consume this like it's like a drug, like it's medicine, like it's just part of the backdrop of my life. So like part of me is just thinking, again, no pun intended, but part of me is just thinking it's like it's just cool to have a live Tedeschi Trucks Band show actually live, because it does make it more special to be hearing it in real time as the band is playing. Um, Live. It's different than listening to a live show, even if it's like the next day or something like that that appears on the archive.org. I guess I could get into the set list here. I'm not gonna give details about every single song and whatnot, other than saying how much I love all these songs. But there was a bit of a method to the madness with the set list tonight, certainly, as the first 7 songs were all from the I Am the Moon first 3 parts, I want to say. We'll see when we go through it here. But Here My Dear, which is already like a quintessential TTB song. Maybe it could have been on other albums. Maybe you can't say that about other TTB songs, but I feel like Here My Dear could have been a Let Me Get By song maybe. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but I kind of feel that vibe. Gravity, number 2. That was the first time they ever played that live, I think, correct? I don't know who I'm asking, but I don't think I saw that pop up on a set list. I know everyone's been excited to hear that one, and it's just super catchy, super funky. Gabe, the horns, Derek, uh, you know, it it does the record justice and then some for sure. I mean, how long are these shows available on Nugs? Because I might have to go back and listen to these again. Do I get 48 hours? Is it like an Amazon rental or Amazon Prime rental or something like that? But just what a great tune. Such a fan of that. Do I still have the I was going to see if I had the list of all the songwriters for all the songs here. I don't have that up. It's somewhere here. But yeah, that was super cool to see them perform live and hear them perform live. I think for the first time, and I think for the first time as well, Take Me As I Am. I think that was the first time they did that one too. I'm not sure, but amazing. I love it. Mark Rivers did his thing certainly on that. And then I'm going to kind of breeze through this, and I'm just going to do a short recap. This is not going to be a long episode, I don't think. But I really did enjoy how it was. I think I need to get someone from nugs.net on this podcast at some point, because I enjoyed how they present the concert. Like, I think that's really a well done thing. And again, I'm not totally sure if it's like, I mean, I think it's some humans holding cameras, and it's some remote control type cameras strategically placed all over the place. But I think there's a human directing this. I assume it seems fairly intuitive as far as like who to show when they're playing and whatnot. So that nugs.net did a pretty good job as far as I can see. I was going to say you couldn't hear the crowd that much, but maybe that's because I was listening on crappy speakers. Maybe I heard it a little bit more when I did plug in headphones somewhere around, what was it? Fairly, Just Won't Burn. I think right around then is when I plugged in headphones and heard a little bit more. Certainly the crowd from when you did hear them, they were super into it. And I think Susan, felt that certainly on the stage and mentioned the crowd multiple times and meant it and always means it when she's embracing the crowd and because they're embracing her and the band, of course, as we do. But yeah, they played. I thought they were going to go into actually. I was almost mentally preparing for Fallen after Here My Dear. But then they played they played Fallen. I'm not losing my mind. Am I Fallen? I Am the Moon. Circles. Did anyone post a set list anywhere? I'll have to look for confirmation. But I wrote down Fallen, I'm the Moon, Circles Around the Sun, and then Passaquan, which was totally epic. I was trying to time it, but I think I forgot what time I started at or whatever. I was curious how long they would go Passaquan tonight. But I mean, that's right up there with any of the versions that I've heard so far of that song, which they've been playing almost every show. Like, what a undertaking to bring that to a live setting and expand on it from 12 minutes to 16 minutes to 20 minutes to 21 minutes, just based on some of the things I'm seeing pop up on archive.org. But the drums, like, there's so many different amazing sections and narrative journeys and parts that mold and meld and flow into one another. And I think maybe, it's almost like a cliche at this point. It is a cliche when people say, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the bathroom during a drum solo," or whatever. First of all, a drum duet is not a drum solo, so like we're getting something way more spectacular. And then we had the hand drums with the Los Lobos member. I should know his name as well. So we had 3 percussion people on percussion during Passaquan and during the percussion solo, which is just so rhythmic and so catchy. And I feel like I could almost hear in the drumming, like some of the Derek riffs. Maybe I'm losing my mind. Maybe I'm reaching, but I feel like one could hear the rhythm of the melody. Does that make any sense? Of some of the guitar lines that he plays over in Passaquan himself, but just overall the drumming is just something to behold and just so spectacular and just spiritual. There's like a spiritual quality to it. It's just so catchy and hip. I'm such a fan of that. I can't wait to go back and listen to what the three of those guys did on Passaquan. Man, that was definitely a special version. I could say that about all Passaquan versions, but nevertheless, World is a Ghetto with some Los Lobos members. That's always fun. And then they stuck around for Key to the Highway. Susan ripped a solo on that one. I don't know, just it's something about this show it had such an energy to it, and not that. Again, it's I'm whatever Tedeschi Trucks Band show you're listening to in the present is the best and number one and special Tedeschi Trucks Band show, and the version that you're hearing right now maybe not be the quintessential version of whatever song they're playing in that moment, but like if you listen to that song like the next day, it's like, oh, this is the version now. This is the most popular version. It makes sense that Derek would play this note like that. That this song would have maybe a little bit slightly different tempo than, they might usually play it or something like that. But I don't know. This Key to the Highway just seemed to have this a good energy to it. And maybe it's because they haven't played it as much lately, or they've haven't played it even in a while. Again, I don't have all the set lists memorized or anything like that. I just kind of glance at what pops up, and what jumps out at me is the things that we haven't heard yet, mostly. Or haven't heard as often, like when we got like Until You Remember pop up the other day. That show was posted, I think, on archive.org, so I haven't really had a chance to dig into that. That's gonna be a theme also throughout. Actually, I don't love that it's a theme, but it is something that I'm gonna continue to talk about, just like how much music and this band outputs to us between it has, especially this year, between all the live shows and all the new music that they're sharing with us and releasing It's like, and I can't keep up. Like I was saying on the other day on the show that like I can't keep up with all their live shows and recap every single one and book guests for all these things and read every single article that comes out and watch every single fan video. And I mean, I have notes to catch up on. I'm still working my way through that Derek Trucks interview that he had with what's his name, I don't know, but it was like an hour on, and that's on YouTube. I got to check that one out and read that long review article that the band actually shared, kind of telling the story of I'm the Moon and how that all came together and then some. It looks like it's very extensive. I gotta dig into that one. And then I think Joe Torriello, guest of this podcast, another fan, he sent me a Passaquan video that kind of was a point of view tour of the place, and I started to dig into that a little bit, and dig into the life of Saint Ohm a little bit. What an interesting, tragic life that guy ended up having. But those are topics for another day, I suppose. But not entirely. I'm talking about Passaquan, the song, and then I'm talking about Passaquan, the place. And now that I like know a little bit more about Passaquan, the place, and Saint Ohm and this stuff, like that kind of just like makes my connection to this band and the song and the place, even if I haven't been there yet, that much more deep and profound and meaningful to me. I could just talk about Passaquan all day. I think we just need to have like an episode, like a Passaquan roundtable about all things Passaquan, because it just like seems like it's just such a special TTB song. And I think it's of course their first like studio original instrumental, extended instrumental. And I forget who said it, but someone was saying, you think we'll ever see horns on Passaquan? I don't think we will see horns on Passaquan, the song, because the Allman Brothers did not have horns on any of their instrumental songs. So in that spirit, I don't think it really fits. But you never know, and I'm sure it would be awesome. I'll let the powers that be make those decisions, and I'm just along for the ride, and I'm just following the music. And that's a phrase that I was kind of like echoing, and that was echoing in my head even earlier today, just thinking about, my love for TTB and this show, and, how to make it better and how to be more consistent, and just, my goals with it and all these things. It's just like follow the music. Like, it just don't overthink things and try to, and a note to myself really is just like, don't lose sight of listening to music. But no, because I could be not distracted, but like worry too much about like setting up podcast stuff and doing this and that, to the point where I'm not even paying enough attention to like the show or the music or something like that. But that is like 2 seconds, because I can catch myself, and then I'm just like really not focused, but like I'm taking it in. It's different than like being distracted. I know when I am distracted, so I can rein myself back in fairly quickly. But where was I in the set list here? Key to the Highway, and then Part of Me. I can, like most TTB fans, identify what song they're gonna play just from hearing one note or one note basically. We know it's gonna be Part of Me or Bound for Glory. People of course probably yelling out the song, or at least telling their neighbor who's not as big a fan, this is what they're gonna play next. That's always a fun, I guess, to identify the song as soon as you recognize it. But yeah, just good stuff all around. Just Won't Burn was next after that. The Wind was blustering as the night grew older, or whatever. And that always looks cool on camera. Wind always looks good with the hair blown around. Susan's hair game was good tonight. Everyone looks sharp, cool outfits. They're a cool looking band. They look good. They dress well. Fun group, it seems like, for sure. I had my fan going here as well, so I could see like the wind blowing through Susan's hair and at the band, and then I could feel it too coming at me. So I felt like a little bit like, oh shit, maybe I'm like at Red Rocks too, basically. Um, Not exactly, but one of these days I will get out there. Um, Certainly, that's on the bucket list. That's like a common bucket list thing. Red Rocks, TTB, or I guess even Red Rocks for another show or something like that. Um, but Just Won't Burn is a showstopper, so to speak. Bluesy song where Susan tears down the house. We got a Just Won't Burn and a I Pity the Fool. I wonder how many times those two have been on the same set list. Maybe they have appeared. I don't know, but nothing wrong with getting a couple of real Susan bluesy type songs. And speaking of blues, Outside Woman Blues came after that. Such a rockin' tune. Love what they do that live. The guitars just sound great. Walk on Gilded Splinters. This was a real standout of the night. I feel like when I say that I'm insulting the other songs, but I'm not. But like I feel like that was a real and so super, just so engaging and just so catchy, and just like it's like a chant. It has a spiritual thing. It's fun. It's a little bit mischievous and a little bit even subversive, and with the voodoo and all this stuff, as I've talked about. We were talking about, I forget who the hell I was talking to about this song on a recent episode, but big fan of that, and Mike and what the band does. And then came I Pity the Fool, and talking to Sean Roach, past guest of the show, another fan, messaging and texting him or whatever during this. We were both thinking, how long is this band been playing for? Because I think it was around 2 hours at this point in the evening. I didn't check the exact start time. I'm not certain, but I thought maybe we were getting near the end, and maybe I Pity the Fool was going to be it, because they could have easily ended things there and no one would have complained, as far as pre-encore, the last song before the encore or whatever. But yeah, Susan was great on guitar as well, especially, of course. It's almost like she was like coercing the notes out of the guitar. And then she got them. They came out, certainly. Angus Young mentioned that too. That's like, I think someone asked him, why do you like do all these like body movements and things when you're doing bends or whatever? Like, you don't need to do that to get the sound. He's like, no, I need to do that. That's what you have to coerce the note out of the guitar. But she was feeling it, Susan, and I'm sure all the fans were feeling it too, and feeling her and what she was doing. And we could feel it in our living rooms, certainly too. There's a special connection, I think. Not I think, I know, between the fans of this band and the band itself and the music. It's unique, I think, and it's interesting to, or not interesting, but it's fun. It's fun for me to connect with different fans who are working in different little niches related to the band. And like Julie Yule, I said her name wrong. I'm definitely saying her name wrong. I'm gonna get her on again. Another fan, past guest of the shows, who creates all these designs for these pins. Like, we're all crazy in our own special, super awesome ways with this band. And some people have been in it for a long time. Like, I've been watching Derek since he's like a child, and Susan basically the same. Like, people have been following their careers for so long. So it's all relative, but in some regards I feel like a newbie. But then I meet somebody who's like almost seemingly as passionate as I might be, who's only been listening to the band for 3, 4, 5 years or less. So it's not necessarily about the time, although that you've been following them. But I think certainly the deeper roots you'll have with their history goes back even further and further with them. That makes things special, I'm sure. But Bound for Glory closed things out, and Gabe and Derek and Alicia and the band is just awesome, spectacular. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say really. especially since I did not take extensive detailed notes on this show. Um, but that kind of made it special too, in a way. Like, I think it's important that I not always like have to write down every single reaction and moment on stage, because it all does seem significant and it could become almost overwhelming. Like, everything I see is almost like worth noting in some regard. And I'm talking to Sean Roach, and he's telling me, "Oh, Kebby just took off his glasses, so now things are getting serious." And like, if I'm paying super detailed attention, maybe I would have more of those types of notes to share. But I just wanted to hop on and do like a quick recap and really just congratulate the band on all their success, and commend them for their just flawless show tonight, at least from my perspective. And it seemed like that was the case from the fans there and their perspective, from their reaction, and just everyone who's posted already stuff on social media seems pretty excited about what they saw tonight. Certainly. They have another show tomorrow. And I think we're going to get a Midnight in Harlem then. I think we're going to get lots of other stuff. Maybe some older songs, maybe some more Derek and the Dominoes stuff, maybe some Allman Brothers stuff. I don't know. We'll see. Stuff they didn't play tonight. I don't know if we'll get any repeats. Maybe some repeats with some new stuff. Probably, maybe not if it's two different shows. I forget if they do repeats at Red Rocks, just two shows. Maybe not. I don't know if I have anything else to mention. I don't know that I'm going to be able to watch it live on Nugs tomorrow, so I hope it's available after it ends, because I'll try to catch it when I get home late night tomorrow or in the morning, Sunday morning, and then maybe I'll try to get someone on here who's out there at the show. But either way, I will do my best to just watch the night 2, and recap it. Maybe Sunday. I'll do my best to do that. I'll get the audio version of this episode out tomorrow. I'll shoot for that as well. Definitely get that out this weekend. I'm sure like Red Rocks is a show where, if not the band putting out video or audio or something, sanctioned by their channels and whatnot, this is definitely a show that tends to get find its way onto archive.org at some point. So either way, I'm sure I will be listening to at the very worst, at the very least, I'll be able to hear night 2 sometime in the next few days, but hopefully a little bit, maybe tomorrow night, and then Sunday morning I could finish out the rest, and then maybe Sunday do a recap of that. I have to look at the schedule for the band. I don't have that pulled up in front of me to see what's coming down the pipe. Is it the pipe or the pike? Or I think either is acceptable. After Red Rocks, it's like hard to keep up with this band. It's just like it never ends. The road keeps on. What's the lyric? The road goes on forever. Certainly seems to be. Like Derek was saying, he's been on the road for 30 years? That's insane. How do they do it? How do they not, I don't know, go crazy? They keep each other sane. Bands like this, they keep their set lists fresh. They keep their music fresh. Maybe that's part of it. I'm sure the music keeps you going. I suppose. But yeah, I think that's about all I got for today. Thank you guys for hanging out, the few lurkers. I hope you all enjoyed the band at Red Rocks tonight. They were great. I think so. Facts, not opinions. Facts. Hope you guys are doing okay, though, for sure. Please check out Tedeschi Trucks Podcast on Instagram. That's at Tedeschi Trucks Podcast. Please subscribe on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on. Positive reviews, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, appreciated. I'm at Adam Choid on Twitter and Instagram. Tedeschi Trucks Band is TedeschiTrucksBand.com. That's their official website. You can find everything related to the band there. buy tickets to shows, buy their merch, join the Swamp Family fan club. That's how I got access to this show. I'm going to be an advertiser right now, getting to run an ad right now for them, basically. But like, I thought that was a great deal, honestly. Like, was it like 30, $40 or whatever for the year? And then you get like these two shows, just like these shows from the weekend alone, basically worth the price of being in the fan club, just getting access to these two shows. It seems like, but yeah, join the fan club, buy the merch, support the band, any way you can. But I think that's about all I got for today. I appreciate you guys listening. Yeah, let's talk soon, and peace.